Welcome back to the Athletes Mic, where the athletes are heard and not seen. Today, I'm joined with a good friend, Jack Johnson. So, for those who don't know you, who are you? Where are you from? What do you do?
Yeah, so I'm JJ. I'm from Guildford. I'm a pro rugby player at Worcester Warriors and I live in Gloucester.
Okay, so pro rugby, that's you, yeah?
Yeah, that's me, bro. That's me.
Okay, so talk to
Yeah.
me a bit about where the journey began for you in terms of rugby.
Yeah, so I started rugby when I was at 11, 12. I must have moved school and the new boys there, they played rugby. So I was like, I'll come down, try it. Gone down to the local rugby club and I enjoyed it. So from there, I've been playing. Um, but I played alongside football because both my brothers are footballers. So I've like played rugby, football all the way through secondary school, really.
What do you prefer, football or rugby?
Bro, everyone knows I'm a massive football fan. Arsenal fan, come on, bro.
Yeah,
So,
big up the
yeah,
Gooners.
exactly, bro. But no,
So,
I love rugby. I love rugby.
okay, so secondary school, you said not many boys played rugby at your school.
Yeah, so back in secondary school, it wasn't like a football school, but everyone played football. So I had to go around school getting boys to come down to training because we'd have sometimes like 6, 7 boys training, and then they'd try and fill the squad. So rugby wasn't like big then. And then I had like county trials through my rugby club, like 14, 15. And then when I was 16, I had a trial at Harlequins, got in, and then yeah, they got me a scholarship into a private college, but it was good. Like from a rugby point of view, it was good, but it was just tough being there. Just felt out of place a lot of the time. So from like a mental side of things, it was difficult because like rugby was good, but like there were two parts. It's like the rugby side, I'm playing sport, and then I'm back to school, and it's like it was tough.
So,
It
would you
was,
say rugby, in a sense, was an escape for you, going through, private school?
I think so, yeah. Like I've always through school, sports been like an escape. Um, I always struggled to like knuckle down. So
Okay.
like school was always like I'd pick and choose the lessons I liked, and then the other ones I'm like, I'm looking to do other things, but I couldn't miss a PE lesson. I couldn't miss a PE lesson even from young. I was always wanting to do PE sport,
Standard.
you know. But yeah, college was tough. College was tough, and then at the end of college, I had an injury. So like, well, I had an injury. I carried that through 2 years really, and then at the end of college, so my second year, ended up having an op. So from the op, I got released from Quins, and I just said to my mom, look, after I had the op, I said I'm not going back into school. So I did all my revision for my A levels at home, and I rehabbed at home as well. So like I had a couple months I was just at home rehabbing, revising because I knew I needed grades to get into uni. So yeah,
So would you say it was safe to say that mentally the injury had a severe impact on you?
yeah, because like you always see yourself playing rugby. When I was at Quins, I thought, yeah, I'm just gonna sign on and carry on playing. So when I had that, and I knew I was gonna be released because I hadn't been playing. So I I'm sitting with my grandpa and I'm thinking, we sat down and we said, look, is this what you want to do? Do you want to play rugby? Like we'd had that conversation, so I knew that's what I wanted to do. And then closer to the end of college, when we knew like I'm gonna get released, he just said, look at uni. He's like, so I had a look at Hartbury, and I knew I needed to get the grades. So when I was at home, I was like, for rugby, this time I'm gonna have to work, and I did. I managed to get into Hartbury.
Okay, and so obviously then you're at university at Hartbury in Gloucester, and then how did that look? So the journey began of you playing for, was it first team you were playing for rugby at Hartbury, or what? How did that?
I had trials, so when you go to Hartbury, you have like a freshers trial. So all the new boys, they just play games really.
Just mix and match in terms of like
Yeah,
ability wise.
because they don't know you in it. So you go there, and it's like, right, all the new boys just play off, and then from there we'll put you into teams. I must have gone there. I played alright in it, so I went straight to the first team.
Come on.
But like, cause in college I was playing in the forwards, but like I never wanted to play in forwards. But like we won't go into that now. I was playing in the forwards, so when I've gone to Hartbury now, like I hadn't had much experience playing in the backs. So from then, they said, look, like you need to work on your game and stuff like this. So they put me in the twos. So that year I played in the twos, but again, I'd carried another injury through that season because of the foot. I'd run through like I was trying to run through it. It caused like another injury. So when I had my first year at Hartbury, I'd like play 2 games, miss a game, play another game, miss 2 games.
So it was just on and off a bit.
Yeah, and then in the end, again, I said to my grandpa, look, it's not working. So then I had my second up, first year Hartbury. So that was like two ups, like,
back to back?
18, 19, and I was like, it was tough. It was tough.
Well, obviously, where you are now, you're still obviously that. Obviously, it had an impact on you, but it didn't stop you.
Nah, because like I always knew like this is what I wanted to do. Like I made that commitment. And like I always knew rugby gave me that purpose. Like it kept me from doing a lot of things. And like I just felt good when I was doing it. Like when you're good at something, you want to do it more. And I love doing it. So I was like, I've committed to do this. I want to do this. So from there, I just said like, no matter what I've got to do, I'm just gonna come back and do it. And so I've come back from two surgeries then, and then my second year at Hartby, I played the whole season, that injury free. And at the end of that, we won the Bucks rugby final, and then I got an England students call up. So from there, like it was a good year from two ups to have that. So it was alright.
Minor setback, major comeback. Then.
Exactly, bro. Exactly.
Yeah,
So
that's what
good.
we like to hear.
Yeah.
So in terms of obviously from winning the final, obviously.
So we won the final in my second year. So I still had one more year to come. But that third year was that COVID, wasn't it? COVID hit.
Okay.
That was a funny year because we had half the season. I think we had half the season. And then in that January, February, COVID came. So the season was just done. But also with that, like I hadn't sacked off uni, but like I had done. Like I never really managed to knuckle down with work. Like I did it to get into uni, but
once you were in uni, it was like, right, rugby.
So I said to my mum, I was like, I'm in here now. Like I've come here for rugby. So from a studying point of view, it was like I did it sometimes, but not really. And then yeah, it was just rugby. Really, it was just rugby.
So, by the sounds of it, you're very passionate about rugby.
Yeah, 100%.
Where would you say that passion has stemmed from?
I say definitely from like I said, I've always loved sport, and it's the one thing like I felt good at, and I was like motivated. I was really like going through school and college. I had no motivation to work, but rugby or like sport in general, I was motivated to do it. I come from like a sporting family, so my dad played rugby and he was in the Royal Marines. My mum was a gymnast and then she went on to be a PE teacher. My grandpa's done like loads of sports, like he played rugby a little bit for Leicester Tigers, but back in the day when it wasn't pro, and then he was the England volleyball captain. But obviously he picked that because travel. Like back in that day, you don't really get to travel, so he was like, I'm gonna do that.
So it just runs in the family, basically.
Yeah,
it's a family of athletes.
Always gonna be sporty, yeah.
Yeah, I like that. And then so obviously Hartbury. So COVID hit, done at Hartbury, and then was there like a time period where you were kind of working before you got signed, or was it like what was that period like where before you found out you were going to be on a professional contract?
So before, I must have been when we finished at uni, because I'd been playing a little bit. I just said to the coach, they said, "Look, can I stay on and play champ?" Because Hartbury have got like a union and. So we said, I'll do that, stay there for a year. But that was also long because we must have had like a 8-month pre-season because of COVID still. So we were just training in little groups for ages, waiting for the season to come. And then first game of the season got concussed. So that was long. Came back for 2 games. And around then, because it's the season started late, you're thinking about what's happening next season. So I got an offer from Worcester Warriors. I was like thinking about it, and you have to think about it. And then I was like, right, I'm gonna take this one. And then it must have been 2 weeks later or something, I tore my Achilles. So like I was lucky that I took this one. You know what I mean?
I guess you're tied into something then. You're on a contract, so injury or not, you're still part of the club.
Yeah, but I had a long conversation with the head coach at the time. And like what he wanted to do with the club, like that's what sold it to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So obviously what they put on the table for you obviously caught your attention.
Yeah, I was happy with that. And then we got a new head coach now, but he's cool as well. He's good.
See, once you've then signed for Worcester, obviously I'm guessing that meant you had to move from Gloucester to Worcester.
Yeah, I moved up to Worcester. Yeah.
Okay, and what was that transition like for you in terms of new area of living and also a new club, new teammates, new environment?
Yeah, it was 2 big things that you move in house and move in job. So it was 2 big things, but it was good. Like I like the space. Like I like chilling. So when I moved up to live by myself, like it was calm. Also, it was alright. It's a nice city. It is a nice city, and starting like in a full-time environment, like I loved it. It was good. You know.
Would you say you got along with the boys quite well when you kind of the
Yeah,
chemistry was there?
yeah. All the boys are calm as well. Like I like them a lot, so it was good when we moved up there. When I moved up there, yeah.
Was there any like main challenges that you would say you faced, in that initial time period of moving up there?
Not during the move, but I think you just have to adjust to being full time. Like Heartbeat's early mornings, like you're done by 10, 11. So going to full time, you're in all day. So it's like staying on all day because you got training, you got more training, you got gym. So it's like little things like that. It's not just like one of these, one session here, one session here, done. It's like constant, so you have to stay on. So that was like probably the biggest challenge is just adjusting to that. But once you're in it, a couple of weeks, like it's just normal now.
So obviously you mentioned that 2 weeks after signing the contract, you picked up another injury. What did that look like in terms of, when you spoke to the physios and stuff, what kind of feedback did they give based on your injury?
When I got injured, like I knew I'd done something. Maybe the physios didn't. In the end, like I got it scanned, I got it dealt with, and then it was in the transition to Worcester. So Worcester finished my rehab. So I came back in halfway through preseason. I came back in, and then I was just in it. So I finished preseason games, then you enter the season. But I've had like Achilles tendinopathy for a long time, and I struggled with it. I think it was just like the hard surfaces training on a cram. So once the tear had healed, I still had like an issue. They were both still sore. So I've kind of trained on like bad Achilles all season, and it was still sore. Like I wasn't able to sprint pretty much all season. I couldn't sprint. It was just sore and sore, and it was getting worse. And then in like when was it now? February, March. Like I'd been rehabbing for a long time, so they said, right, we'll go see a specialist. Went down and see him, and obviously for you, you're thinking sometimes the injuries is tough because you think, am I just like, is it that bad? Is it just in my head? So I've gone down and seen him, and he said the right one doesn't look too bad, but the left one you're gonna need the op. So it's like mixed emotions because you've been feeling this pain for like a season, and half of me is like I've finally been like acknowledged like there is something wrong. It's not just in my head, but half of me is like.
See, earlier on you mentioned when you got released, your grandpa sat down with you and asked if that's what you really wanted to do.
Yeah,
Would you say your grandpa has had a big impact on you and your rugby career?
yeah, like he's been with me the whole way, like the whole way he's been there. So I wouldn't be here without him. Honestly, I wouldn't be here without him. He's done so much. Like even now, like 23, I'm full time. He still comes down every week and like, does skill sessions with me. So and I've been doing that for like 5, 6 years.
You said he comes down. Where does he live?
He lives in Peterborough, so like Midlands past Northampton.
So your granddad drives 2 hours every week.
Yeah, bro, he's been doing it. Yeah, he's made a lot of sacrifices for me, just like for this, with nothing back. He's just, he's committed. So for me, like, it's the least I can do is go all in if he's doing it.
Yeah, that's nice. And I
Yeah,
think besides that, it shows that he believes in you. He
that's the
wouldn't be
thing. Yeah,
spending all this money and all this time to come and help you if he didn't genuinely believe that you were going to be a superstar.
yeah, exactly. That's the thing. Like, it is good. It's good for my confidence. Like obviously, like I believe in myself, but it's good to have like family that really believe in you as well and put the time in. You know,
Moving forward, what are your goals in terms of rugby for the next, let's say, 3 to 5 years?
3 to 5 years, I'd say like I need to be fit. Like I just need to be playing. like get myself out there, show everyone what I can do. I want to play for England, like I want to do that, and then from there, I guess see what happens. Like everyone, like I want to play for the Lions. Like that's the biggest achievement I'd say. So I'd love to play for the Lions, but right now my goal is to get fit, like get in the Worcester team and just play there. Really, that's like the main goal now. Get back from my injury and start playing rugby for Worcester.
So you can you see yourself being in a Lions shirt in the
Yeah.
next 6 to 7 years?
100%. Like if I don't believe it, then I'm not gonna get there. Like if you don't believe in yourself, you're not gonna get there. Why would anyone else believe in me if I don't believe in me? So 100%, I believe that I'll do it. Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Mhm.
And in terms of obviously this is way in advance. Is there anything outside of rugby, that you're working on that you could see yourself doing potentially in the future?
Outside of rugby, like I really want to help kids and families from like low income, single parent like backgrounds. That's what I want to do. I'm not doing anything about it now, but like I want to use like my career with rugby and like if I do it through sport, but I want to help like kids from that kind of background.
I guess you've got to get your own kind of career up and running and done before you can obviously start focusing on that. But
That's the thing.
that's positive. I
Yeah.
like that. And then obviously to close up, if there's one piece of advice that you could give to the people watching this, what would that be?
From like a rugby point or like sporting point of view, I'd say like you have to go all out. Not even sport, I'd say like whatever you're doing, if you're pursuing something, you have to go all out. Like if you're doing a bit of this and doing a bit of that, it doesn't work. You have to go all in for like what you're doing. You have to make sacrifices, but if this is what you want to do, you have to just go for it. And then from like a life point of view, I just say you got to stay true to yourself. I got it tatted on my neck, but yeah. You
Yeah,
have to like do you, believe in yourself, and don't worry about what anyone else thinks of you. You have to do you. That's it.
yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot, and I'm sure the people watching this will take something from that as well. We're gonna wrap it up now, but I appreciate you coming on and talking
Yeah.
to the people.
That's cool.
Yeah?
Cool. Yeah. Love, bro.
Love.